neglected or overlooked into it. But that's a beautiful moment. I mean, because, you're working. You can't do everything.
No, and you've got all these plates in the air and you're trying to make everything,
wow. That's a beautiful moment, though, the fortune cookie.
It was. And he literally, he was my afterthought. So there's like 10 years between him and my middle child, and he literally has been a joy since he was born. He's just the joy of my life. Not that my other two children are not.
They're just all different, I think, the kids.
But they all have their own individual struggles, but, he's right. I owe him big.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to say that for all my kids have influenced me in so many ways.
They make us who we are.
They really do. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I just interviewed a volunteer. She's on TSC Connect, and I was talking with her, and she had walked away from her job to focus in on what was going on with her little one. And I said to her, I feel that we're chosen. I feel we're chosen to have the children we have for a reason. And she said that made her feel good, that she was going the direction she needed to go, because she was struggling. She didn't know if she'd done the right thing by walking away and focusing in on her baby. And I said, right now that's your focus. And it just seemed like the right thing to say at that time.
Yeah. I think people know in a deep way what is needed. And I think when I look back, just like holding on as hard as I could to knowing that I needed to, in some ways, really just stay alive for my kids.
Oh yeah.
I think you get beaten around and you're just holding on to I think of like a pole, and you're being winds are coming by, and as mothers, we like what you're saying, you're just, I think hearing that's great for any parent.
And that was one of the other things that I loved about this community is the fathers don't leave as much as other disabilities. I'm divorced, John's father, and divorce is very high.
Oh my God. I can't see how my ex and I would have ever stayed together. We were together for a reason, and we ushered these people into the world, and sometimes it's just too much. Yeah.
And when we go to the conferences, see these fathers, which is,
Yes.
And I'm like I said, I've been doing this a heck of a long time. And those IEP meetings, daddies didn't come. Very rarely did a dad come. Now, when dads did come, sometimes they weren't a whole lot of help, but moms seem to carry the burden and the load. It seems to be mom. But in this community, I see more dad involvement than I did any other disability community that I worked with in the past. So, that impressed me, along with, community focus, doctors, patient and community friendly, and then the participation of fathers that really blew me away as an advocate.
The fathers coming in is huge.
Yeah, it is huge. And I think men just really struggle with the whole disability.
Absolutely. It's just a lot of...
For some reason they take it personal, like it's on them or it reflects on them, like they're a bad parent because they have a child with disability. But,
that's interesting.
Moms, we just kind of accept it and say, okay.
Great, what can we do? Okay, let's move on with this.
What's your next step? Because we don't have time to
stop. I know. Someone's having a seizure or something's who knows,
we got
school's
things
calling.
to do. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. So anything else that you want to share?
I need education parent mentors.
You need, okay.
And I need that resource coordinators. So if you are a parent of a dependent or semi-independent adult and you're familiar with the resources in your state, social security issues, or the waivers in your state, resources within your community, definitely give me a call. I need dependent adult transition resources.
Do you require that they have a dependent with TSC?
No. Just as long as they have the knowledge.
The knowledge, okay.
Yeah, they don't have to. No,
okay.
Just as long as they know that. And, they want to help our community. That's all I care about. I have teachers on my educator mentor program that they've just taught individuals with TS.
Well, I think that there's people out there that, like my audio editor really has gotten into this TSC thing and really fascinated and like, I don't know, really it appeals to people that are kind of not in the first circle.
Well, they're always, it was like me when I was working with the family that went through process was, I was enthralled because TS is everything.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's not just medical. It's not just mental health. It is everything that you can it's autism, it's learning disabilities, it's everything. So, it's just it just draws you in and you look at it and it's like, oh my gosh.
So like you can't look away. Like I remember thinking, I'm not going to deal with that. That's not going to happen to me. Nope. No sir. And then, like, then I am kicking and screaming, coming in and like, So
yeah, we do. So,
it does. It hits on every level, and you need people. So you need parents.
I do.
Okay.
And I need education parent mentors.
I'm gonna push for my mother. She would be wonderful. She was a 30-year teacher.
Oh yeah, she's perfect. Yeah, she'd be perfect.
I've got to get her doing it. She's looking for something.
Helping families advocate for their children and giving them the confidence to say, no, I agree with you. My child needs more speech or my child needs more OT and consultation ain't gonna get it. So getting them to understand that they have a right to say that and not to, you don't have to take no for an answer. There's a process to move forward and it is the squeaky wheel. Bottom line.
Absolutely. I have had to use the squeaky wheel right down through social services. Same thing. I laugh because I belonged to CURS for, oh my gosh, probably 11 years. There aren't any anymore. They've all went under. But, I was doing the circuit and for some reason I attract educators. I don't know why, but I attract educators. You give off some like vibe.
I do. I'm married to an educator.
Okay.
My daughters are educators and,
I have a lot. There's my mother is, my aunt, my ex's family.
My ex's family were all educators. But anyway, so I'm doing the circuit and we have these teachers across each other and they're like talking, and they're saying, hey, I had a PETA today, and PETA is pain in the parent.
I didn't know that.
The PETA. I had a PETA today. And the manager of CURS, of course, had known me for years. I came up and she said, please don't say anything. Please don't say anything.
Don't get her mad.
Yeah, just don't say anything. It's like, I won't say anything.
She was saying to you, don't say anything. Cause she didn't want you to go after. Oh man, that's,
she didn't want me to, and that happens to me a lot. I remember sitting at a ballpark. My daughter's beside me. Her mother-in-law is behind me, who was an educator, and she was ripping this poor little guy coming across the field, special needs behaviors, and she was literally trashing this baby. And my daughter reaches over and grabs my leg and said, "Don't say it."
Oh, that must have been hard. Yeah, I've been in that place where I've had to. Do I really want to get into this right now?
Well, number one, teachers legally are not allowed to be doing that. She was breaking the law.
Yeah,
and it was just. She's gone now, so God rest her soul. But it was. That happens to me.
That's hard, and I think it is a complete misunderstanding of what the parent is experiencing in our own district. I tried to get the head of special ed on. I was kind of going to do a local podcast, but there was so many people. Like basically, I get them interested, and they did not want to come talk to me, and a lot of resistance. So I thankfully, I ended up jumping in more in with TSC, but there's and even with the aides, I find that, I don't know what it is, but they want to see surfaces sometimes and not really understand how a family can be impacted. That this is the best that they can do, and they're tapped on many other levels just because you're, and I think that there's a misunderstanding, and that's all it is. It just bugs me so much because does it have to be that way, really? It's changing.
And that was one of the reasons why we developed the TSC 101.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that works so well. And, what we do is we do an overview of TS and we hit TAND pretty hard. And then if there's a relationship and it's not a real adversarial situation, we'll actually have the parents share their TSC journey, what they've been through from, birth to where the child is now. And it's like the educators are like, oh my God.
Yeah, I did that in front of the Mass General people. Oh my goodness.
Did you? Yeah.
I did. I went through the whole thing and they don't
have any idea.
No idea. I think their jaws are on the floor.
Yeah. And then you get that empathy.
Yeah.
Which is what I want. So if you can get a school system to look at the situation from the family's eyes, then you have a place to build a rapport. And all of the education parent mentors really focus on building that bridge. And
one thing I would say is you have to keep at it. Like with our school district, like I've really worked hard at having a positive relationship, but it seems like they default almost. Like I don't know what it is, but in my perception, there must be other pressures that come up, so.
Yeah. Well, and I think it only takes one parent that is unreasonable.
Exactly. That's probably a lot of it.
Put a taste in it. And I always felt that I am brutally honest sometimes with families.
Uh-huh.
I remember one parent with special needs, and I had advocated, and the school said, well, he's truant, but I said, if he is not at school on Monday, you call me, because we had an agreement. It was a mediation. We had went through a mediation. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, Monday they called me. He's not here. So I called Mom on the phone and I said, your job is to get him to school. That's your job. Get him to school. And she goes, I can't get him out of bed. I said, well, go get a glass of cold water and throw it on him.
Oh man, I feel her pain though.
Yeah, I know.
Because my son was physically threatening at times to get him to school.
He has TAND.
Yeah.
Where this situation was
different. Yeah. No, I know. I agree. That sometimes the parents, like we over accommodate our kids, and I think that we fall into habits.
Well, and that is, one of the things that sometimes when a school system gets a really unreasonable parent, and I've had parents that expect elite education and idea is appropriate. Appropriate, not elite, appropriate. You can get from A to Z in a BW as well as the Cadillac. You're going to get the BW with the school system. Just know that going in. But, it's always a challenge. It is always a challenge.
Yeah.
But once you build that rapport with your school system, then, and I remember I had one administrator who I bucked heads with a lot. I mean, I probably filed 5 due processes.
Really?
In his district. Oh yeah. He was ex-military and my way or the highway. And so when I went in as the CEO of the small nonprofit, he was hired by city schools and was on my board. And so he came up to me and he said, you and I never, if ever, agreed on anything, but I will say one thing. When you said you do something, you followed through with it. And I said, well, then that's good. He goes, and I utterly respect you for that. So I thought, well, if that's the most I can get.
And sometimes that's the best you can do. You just have to agree to disagree because.
Yeah. And he was, and that was probably one of the reasons why he wasn't at county schools anymore is because there's so many due processes. Why city hired him, I have no idea. But, but think about it, in the position of that, he was now a board member.
Yep.
So you never know. You truly never know.
Right, yeah, I know. I think it is always keeping an open mind and
always.
Yeah.
Don't burn this. And I remember
don't burn the bridges.
Director, she would always say, don't burn your bridges, Nina. Don't burn your bridges. She was an awesome mentor to me. She was amazing. She worked till she was 85.
Wow.
She was amazing. Yeah, she's a pretty amazing lady. But you don't burn bridges. You try to build relationships and you do the best you can, and that's all you can do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that I hope you give yourself a lot of pats on the back, and yeah, I just have appreciated